What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and I hadn't made a video in quite a while, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys some updates on what was going on for the few of you that actually follow and care. The last thing I posted, I posted a few training videos here and there, and I posted a few videos of my past competition where I competed in the Big Phil Brown Classic, and it went pretty well. It was my first sanctioned strongman competition. I had done a couple other smaller strongman things here and there over the past couple years, but that was the first kind of sanctioned real competition that I competed in with a lot of other pretty high level strongman competitors, and it was a really good experience. I had some events I did really well in, and then I had some events that I did really poorly in. Strongman, there is quite a bit of skill that actually goes into the lifts, and if for whatever reason you're unable to train some of those, like I had not really trained the yoke, you're not likely going to do very well in them. So I am back to training powerlifting for the moment. Most certainly not done with strongman. But just for the moment, I'm kind of focusing on powerlifting. The next competition will be the USAPL Ohio State Championships in Columbus, Ohio, and that will be on July 31st. Numbers that I'm kind of looking towards, I'd like to squat somewhere in the low 500s. If I could get up to around 520, that would be a really good a squat for me. I'd be really happy with that. I think that'd be around 200 and maybe 225, 230 kilos, somewhere in that range. For bench, I'd like to bench press 365 pounds. That would be, let's see, 150 kilos would be 330, so I'm going to say maybe like 160, 165 kilos, somewhere in that range. And then for deadlift, I would like to do around 575 in pounds approximately. In kilos, that would be I want to say 255 or 260, somewhere in that range. So those are just some rough estimates in pounds and kilos for those of you non-Americans that watch. And I'm just really kind of taking a step back. I wanted to do a review of the Sheiko app. It's something that I've recently started using in my training. For the most part over the last couple of years, I've wrote my own training programs. They've been largely based around a lot of different concepts and ideas that I kind of meshed together that worked very well for me, and have worked, and will probably continue working well for me. Actually, for the most part, my training's been very, very similar to what I've seen Sheiko write in. His is a lot more bench press intensive than what I have typically trained in the past, so that is a little bit different, but with very few exceptions, a lot of the weekly total volume is the same. Whereas the difference would be that what I've written has typically been spread out over 6 days per week, whereas Sheiko in the app spreads out in the CMS program, the 4-day per week program, and it's spread out over 4 days per week. So that's a little bit different, but some of the upsides that I like to it is that I don't really have to think a lot about it. I like looking at it, I like looking forward and going through the workouts and seeing what's coming. I'm kind of into that kind of thing. I'm interested in programming and all that, but for the most part, I really just kind of like having someone that I know has had success in the sport kind of tell me what to do. It's not exactly tailored to me. You do put in your numbers, and he basically puts you into a template that is appropriate for where you're currently at as a lifter based on the Russian categorized system. So that basically just kind of looks at your volume and how much you should be doing for a week and kind of lists you in that way. So there is some degree of specificity to the lifter, but for the most part, you're kind of left up your own on what to do for your accessory lifts, and you really need to kind of pick what is appropriate for your weaknesses and what you need. So you know, I've had a good experience with it, and I think it's a really good tool to use. You know, I'm not sure I'll use it forever, but you know, at least for now, it seems to be really appropriate for where I'm at, and it's working for me at the moment. Now, I will say that some of the differences between what I do with it is that a lot of the accessory movements, the things that come over, I try to tailor to strongman type events. So if I'm doing, it says shoulders or do additional shoulder work, I would generally put in some kind of overhead press, which, you know, fits in both with what the app is recommending, and it's, you know, something that's highly utilized in strongman. So rather than doing some of the kind of lower back assistance work that he recommends, I might do a stone load, or you know, rather than doing leg press or something that he would put in as an accessory movement after your main movements, you know, I might do the yoke or something that I can train that will help me to get better at strongman and kind of utilize some of the things that Sheiko is wanting to get in as auxiliary movements. So that's just a little bit of information about that app that I'm using right now, and it kind of basically catches you guys up with where I'm at in training. So that's it. If you guys have any ideas that you would like to see me cover in videos, I'd be happy to hear them. Post them in the comment section below. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and if you know, you have anything to say, post it down below. You guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the next video, whenever that may be.